Hello, I'm Jaden from XLR Security, and in this video, I'm going to explain what ultra motion detection is and how you can enable it on your Uniview NVR for faster playback. But first, let me provide you with some background on why the setting is important and what you may be missing out on if you don't have it enabled. So when you first install your Uniview NVR, all the cameras are set up for regular motion detection. This means that when there's motion detected by the cameras, you'll see a red bar during playback, and when there's no motion, you'll see a blue bar. This makes it easy to search for events that are triggered by motion during playback, but the issue you can run into is that motion detection can also be falsely triggered by things like rain, snow, or trees that are blowing in the wind. If this happens too often, the timeline will be completely red, making it impossible to tell the real motion from fake motion. You can somewhat fix this issue by decreasing the motion sensitivity, but then you may have the opposite problem, which is when there's motion but the camera doesn't pick it up. This is where ultra motion detection comes in. Ultra motion detection focuses only on motion caused by vehicles and people. This will dramatically reduce clutter of the playback timeline, making it much easier to search for important events. The accuracy of ultra motion detection is also very impressive. The only time I've noticed false detection was during an intense rainstorm a few weeks ago. Some of the vehicles outside our office were accidentally triggering the motion detection even though they were parked. But other than that, ultra motion detection has been very accurate. One thing to note is that ultra motion detection was added to Uniview NVRs and cameras in late 2022. So if you're going through this video and you don't see the option to enable it, make sure you upgrade all your devices to the latest firmware first. So now that you know what ultra motion detection is, let me show you how to set it up. There are 3 ways of configuring ultra motion detection. You can do it through the web browser, by using the UNV-Link app on your phone, or directly through the NVR using a mouse and keyboard. I'll show you all 3 methods, but let's start with the NVR through the web interface first. To begin, you'll need to type the IP address of your NVR into your browser's search bar and hit enter. Now you should see the Uniview login screen. Enter your NVR's username and password and then click login. Next, you'll need to navigate to the alarm menu, which you can get to by clicking setup at the top and then alarm from the left panel. By default, your camera will be in motion detection mode. Change this to ultra motion detection. And now you should see a purple box around the camera's image, which means that the entire area is in the detection area. If you want to make it smaller, you can drag on the corners of the box to create a smaller area. You can also click on the trash icon to remove the detection area, and then click on the pencil icon to draw a new area. You can draw up to 4 separate zones per camera. To draw a new area, just click on the blank part of the image, and then start drawing. And once you're finished drawing, you can click again on a blank part of the image, and start drawing the next detection zone. You can also adjust the sensitivity of the detection area with the slider. The default sensitivity of 50 works for most scenarios, and I recommend leaving it there unless you have a good reason to change it. You can also change the object type that will trigger the detection zone. On some camera models, you may only see human body and motor vehicle, but on higher end camera models, you will see options for non-motor vehicle as well. Non-motor vehicle includes bicycles and motorcycles, but it can also include objects such as wheelchairs and strollers. Once you finish drawing the area, then you can head over to the Trigger Actions panel and tick the box next to your camera to enable recording when ultra motion detection is triggered. Since I'm adjusting camera D1, I'm going to tick the recording beside D1, but if I was on camera D3, then I'd want to tick the recording for D3. This will ensure that the camera records when the detection area is triggered and allow you to see the purple bar during playback. And finally, don't forget to hit save at the bottom so all the settings will get saved to the camera. Ultra motion detection should now be working. You can also enable ultra motion detection through the UNIView-Link app on your smartphone. Let me show you how it works. First, open the UNIView-Link app on your phone and navigate to the UNIView-Link tab at the bottom left. Then, tap on the 3 dots beside your NVR and click Set at the bottom. Then, select the camera from the menu that you want to enable ultra motion detection on. In this case, I'm going to choose my 4 megapixel dual dome right. Now, click Alarm Detection from this menu, and then choose Motion Detection at the top. So if motion detection is disabled, you'll have to enable it first. Then, change it from normal mode to ultra mode, and then click on the detection area. Now for this part, you have to turn your phone sideways because we're going to be drawing the detection area. The whole area will be highlighted by default, but you can drag the corners of the box to exactly the area that you want to detect. And on the app, you can only set one detection area, so make sure that you make the most of it. And if you do want to set multiple detection areas, for now you have to do it on the web interface as I showed in the previous step, but this could be something that will change in the future. So when you're done setting the detection area, click the check mark at the bottom right to save the setting. Next, you can also adjust the sensitivity, and you can also enable or disable which objects will give you an alert. Now these settings will automatically save, so when you're finished, you can tap the arrow at the top left of the screen to return back to the main menu. And that's all there is to setting it up on the UNIView-Link app. So the final way to configure ultra motion detection is directly from the NVR. Before getting started, make sure you have a mouse and a monitor plugged into the NVR. Then you can just simply right-click to log into the main menu. From the main menu, you want to go to the alarm page, and this is exactly like how it was on the web interface, and then select the camera that you want to configure ultra motion detection on. So in this case, I'm going to select D7, and then you need to change it from motion to ultra motion detection. And now you can start drawing the area. So you can leave it on the full screen if you want to, or you can click on draw, and then you can start drawing your detection area. So in this case, perfect. And if you want to draw more detection area, you just simply choose the second rule or the third rule, and you can start drawing like that. Okay, and don't forget to set the trigger action for recording. So since I'm on camera D7, I'm going to check D7 for recording so that I will have that purple line during the playback. And finally, don't forget to hit apply at the bottom. And that's how you set up ultra motion detection directly on the NVR. Okay, so now that you've hopefully got ultra motion detection working on your cameras, let me show you some cool things that we can do with it. So first I'm going to log into my NVR on the web interface. And then if we go to Playback and we select our camera, you know, normally we will see this blue and then red whenever there's motion. But now that we have ultra motion detection set, we can specifically look for either human motion or vehicle motion. And that's using these little icons at the bottom left corner. So if I click on motor vehicle, now we can see a green bar. Every time there's motion, there's a small green bar. So if I go over to these green bars, we should see a vehicle passing by. If I go to the next green bar, a vehicle passing by again. And again, the next green bar, a vehicle passing by again. So we're only looking for vehicles at this point, not people. But if you want to search for people, you just click on the person icon instead. So now we only have a few instances of the people motion. So if we just play it here, we should see, yep, so there's a person there. And if we go to the next instance of this, there's a person there again. So this allows you to very quickly see your footage on the camera, and you can instantly tell if there's a person or a vehicle through the web interface. Now I'm going to show you some cool things you can do on EZStation. Okay, so when you open up EZStation, in order to see the features of ultra motion detection, you want to go to the VCA menu. So that's at the bottom right. It's called Smart, and then you click on VCA. So I have it open right here, and under VCA menu, you have an option for real-time monitoring. So this is for seeing your camera live, and we also have behavior search. So let me show you how this works. I have one of my cameras on the screen right now. Actually, I can put multiple cameras on the screen, so we'll see even better how it works. So all of these cameras have ultra motion detection enabled on them in some way. So if I walk in front of one of the cameras, you should see my photo pop up on the right-hand tab, which is where we have all of our objects that are triggering motion detection. So give me one moment and I'm going to trigger that for you. Alright, so I just ran around the building, and as you can see, the camera has captured me, and now on the right side of EZStation, we have the snapshot that shows that I was captured by the ultra motion detection. So if we click on one of the snapshots, we can go to these details, and we actually get a video that shows me going into the detection area. So pretty handy. You can see we actually captured some vehicles too at the back of the plaza. And what I can do is, if I set the detection area for the street like this, and I save it, now we're going to start seeing a bunch of vehicles popping up on the detection area. So obviously we wouldn't do this in real life because we don't care what cars are passing on the street. But this is just to give you an example of how fast ultra motion detection works and how accurate it is. And you can also filter by different types of objects. So if we choose pedestrian, then we're only going to see people. And if we filter by motor vehicle, then we're obviously going to see only motor vehicles. So this is pretty helpful when you're monitoring the cameras live. So let's say you are a security guard at a condo and you want to see all the cameras, but it's very difficult to monitor 20 cameras or 30 cameras at the same time. So this real-time monitoring VCA function will allow you to just immediately see what's going on without too much focus or distraction. But this is for live view. So you can also go to the second tab here called behavior search, and that will allow you to play back the cameras. If we want to see all the people that went in front of the cameras, let's say yesterday, we can do a search. So if we search for all objects, it will find both vehicles and people. So here we're seeing mostly vehicles, of course. But if we want to see only people, then we can check pedestrian and then do another search. And it's really fast. It only takes about 3 seconds. And immediately we can see all the people that were captured by the camera yesterday. And if we click on one of the events, we can see it pop up on the right hand side. This is the image. We can full screen the image. We can see what time it was. And if we go to alarm video, we can immediately do a playback of the footage, and we can see exactly what happened. So this makes searching your cameras very quick and very efficient compared to the normal playback method. So that's what you can do on EZStation. Now let me show you what you can do on the UNiview-Link app on your smartphone. So I have the Uniview-Link app open now, and I'm going to show you what you can do with ultra motion detection enabled. So what I'm going to do is go into one of my cameras. So let's say any of them, and I'm going to go to Playback. And if there's ultra motion detection on the camera, like this camera, you're going to see a purple line for Playback. So we can go back and, look at the footage. And, if in this case, I have a lot of purple and blue mixed together. So the purple is ultra motion detection and the blue is continuous recording. But there's a really handy feature. So it's at the bottom right, this little filter icon, and you can enable only VCA recording. So what this is going to do is it's going to give you only purple on the timeline. So for example, if I skip to a blank area, it's instantly going to jump to the next part of the recording that has motion. So again, I can go to this blank area and it just shows me the vehicle. So it's skipping all of that redundant, unnecessary recording. And like, I can literally just search, okay, there's a car there, there's nothing. There's a car there, there's nothing. So with the VCA filter, you can immediately jump to the important events of the day. And within a couple minutes, you can basically see everything that happened on your property. So again, that's the filter icon on the bottom right. And then you want to make sure that only VCA is checked, and it will automatically skip the boring parts of the footage and give you what's most important. Well, that pretty much covers everything there is to know about Uniview's ultra motion detection. It's easy to enable on your cameras, and it allows you to quickly search Playback for important events caused by people or vehicles, while ignoring false motion caused by rain and wind. If you have any question about ultra motion detection, please let us know in the comments below. And if you would like to see more tutorials like this in the future, please subscribe to our channel so you'll be notified of new uploads. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.